lumbering, scouting, or mark points of interest. Sketching. Wooden club +2. So for one-handed weapon, that's the highest one. Okay, so I'm only gonna keep the highest damage for like each type of weapon. No, we don't need that one then. Yeah, they're too heavy. Wait, do I have an equip? Hmm. Oh yeah, that's too heavy. Restores 80% mana.
You're back.
I'll think on that. Meteorite throwing knife? Jesus. This is so expensive. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything about it right now.
Oh, a new face. It's always nice to see someone new here. Welcome, welcome. Why didn't I notice you earlier?
You seem distracted.
Yes, my apologies. Ever since breakfast today, I've been sort of lost in thought. I keep thinking of my dear mother's cooking, especially her famous pie. You see, all we got here is venison and fish. Venison, then fish. And then fish, fish, and more fish. I can live with all the bullshit that's thrown at us soldiers. But the longer I live, the more I realize there's not much to live for, except food. And I'd kill for a slice of that pie.
Couldn't you just make it yourself?
As if it were that easy. I ain't much of a cook. And Rorik, the one we have here, well, he says we're soldiers, so we can stick our complaints up our asses.
I could try if you can remember the recipe.
Really? Sure, I remember it well. Here you go.
I need an egg. Oh, it's adding it. Okay, so it has to be over 100%. Got it. Hmm. Okay, so nothing there increases anything related to speed. Hmm. Debuff deals more damage. Why is my agility going up so much?
Welcome! In the name of our eternally reigning Majesty King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Tables, I am obliged to inform you that fighting those who actively break the law and reject the rule of the crown is the duty and pride of every subject. As Camelot's representative, I will be paying a bounty of 10 gold pieces for the death of each bandit roving the area, as long as adequate proof is provided. I also recommend checking the bounty board for information on wanted criminals, especially those considered particularly dangerous. Please, state your business.
You represent you're a representative of Camelot?
That's correct. My name is Gillian. I was sent here from the capital to see how the Horns of the South are handling the bandit problem, and also to encourage the Keepers to fight.
If Camelot knows about the bandits, why didn't they send the army?
The situation with the Pict and Del Rita savages is precarious. Too bad we can't get rid of them as easily as we did the Druids. There have also been rumors that we might soon have a civil war on our hands, so Camelot cannot afford to spread our forces too thin.
Tell me about the situation with the tribes.
There are rumors that the Rita tribes want to unite, and that would mean open war with Camelot. As for those Pict savages, they've been growing bold, leaving their forest. For now, it's just been small scrimmages, but who knows how it'll end.
What happened with the Druids?
Well, you've probably heard about the Druids making human sacrifices by stuffing people into wicker puppets and setting them on fire. Well, the people decided to give them a taste of their own medicine. They rounded them all up and then sent them up in smoke. Oh, how they must have howled and sizzled. Too bad I couldn't see it.
They were killed because they were making human sacrifices?
Yep, made human sacrifices, prayed to the dark gods, brought the weirdness back. Bunch of bastards. Good thing they're worm food now.
Were all the Druids killed?
Most of them. The survivors have supposedly taken refuge with savages in the woods, and one of them is rumored to be hiding in the Horns area. But whether that was before or after the Charred Conclave, I don't know. Would you like to hear about him?
Sure.
His name was Slaudyard. He was lurking near Blood Lake, a small pond where they used to throw the bodies of executed convicts. They say he would fish them out and use his magic to turn them into undead monsters. Supposedly, he started needing some fresher corpses, so he slaughtered one of the keepers. The Horns organized a manhunt. They found him and sentenced him to death. People say that the moment his body touched the surface of Blood Lake, the water turned red and it's been scarred since that day. Some say that Slaudyard came back from the dead and seeks revenge. But if you ask me, it's just a tale by local simpletons.
A civil war?
I don't really have much more to tell. It's hard to get any updates here. I only know that the new Lancelot has not been very popular, and that's putting it mildly. The Witch Morgane would have been burnt at the stake long ago if everyone weren't so afraid of her. And then we have the commoners who seem to keep forgetting their place, and loudly demanding changes. Everything is falling apart.
How many people have been claiming the bounties?
None so far. The keepers don't want to risk being turned into pincushions for a mere 10 gold pieces. Besides, the captain banned them from leaving the Horns of the South without a good reason. Too many bandits and not enough keepers.
What if nobody claimed the bounties and the bandit roamed freely?
Well, Camelot would send a group of knights with Sir Galahad at the head, and he's not interested in half measures. He'd probably burn down half the garrison, or hang them. He's done both. By the way, did you know that people who are hanged rarely die from strangulation? Usually the sudden jolt causes the backbone to snap, which separates the head from the body. A while ago I saw someone hanged in the village, and it's true. One snap, and it's done.
Sir Galahad sounds like a force to be reckoned with.
No matter what you say about him, he's very efficient. Brutal, even by my standards, but efficient.
That fact about hanging was quite interesting. Do you have any other tidbits like that?
Oh, sure, plenty. Did you know that apparently if you cut off someone's head, they don't die straight away, but remain conscious for a few moments?
Anything else?
If someone dies in a damp, closed-off space, sometimes, but very rarely, their body creates a thin layer of wax on the surface of their skin.
Really? Anything else?
I heard that a body decomposes in water 4 times faster than on land.
Does it? Anything else?
I need to think. If I remember anything, I'll let you know.
I like to collect reward for bandits.
Really? You fought bandits and killed them? Oh, I want to hear all the details. Here's your reward, but promise you'll tell me everything. Again? You really like killing, don't you? Do you shoot them with arrows from afar, or do you prefer to get right up close and watch the light fade from their eyes? I have so many questions, but for now, here's your reward.
I like to collect reward for bandit leaders.
Oh, someone finally checked out the notices I was posting on the board. Do you keep bandits' fingers as trophies? I would. Oh, hey, before you go, I can see the bloodlust in your eyes, you know. It takes one to know one. So here's some friendly advice, free of charge. If you're seeking scum to slay, you'll find bandits in the ruins of a merchant settlement nearby. It's worth visiting if you haven't already.
Let me guess. Camelot, no? Timberwall, also no? So you're not from the north? Ah, of course.
You must be from Connacht. I should have guessed right away. So, who's in charge there now?
Even if I'm from Quina, why do you care?
Oh, I was just wondering what's going on out there. Here in the south, we have our own affairs. What happens out there in the world? Well, the news doesn't always travel all the way here.
And they should. It's in our common interest.
You know, people are talking about rising unrest in the north, and a secret coalition preparing a coup at the highest levels of power. And that whole plague thing is just a tool to reach their final goal. The Red Priests are also trying to get something out of it.
And to be honest, it's not gone too bad for them. The Druids are out of the picture already.
Secret coalition? A coup?
Well, sure. They want to establish a new order on our island. And it's not clear who's involved in the whole mess.
Maybe. Maybe our captain is even involved. Hell knows. They have their people everywhere. Damn it, you could be one of them too. Although when I look at you, I don't think so. You have such a stupid face.
Wow.
With all due respect, of course.
And how would I recognize someone from a secret coalition?
That's the case. Those sons of bitches are good at hiding. They kinda blend in and live among us. It's hard to tell if it's hideous magic or some other tricks.
Are you suggesting that someone intentionally caused the plague?
Wait a minute. I'm not suggesting anything here. I'm just thinking out loud.
It doesn't make sense that the plague appeared just like that. Out of bloody nowhere? Hell no. It's a high-stakes game.
So what is at stake?
Power over us, of course. Over our bodies and souls. Over Avalon. Over the whole damn course of history.
You know you don't look all that smart either.
You see? It takes one to know one. And that means we're just pawns. Folks like us won't change anything. But we have to talk out loud. It suits them when everyone keeps their mouth shut.
You know, I've been thinking lately. What if King Arthur is just a stupid fairy tale? What if the nobles and others involved in the whole conspiracy just made him up? And us peasants eventually just started to believe in it.
You know, one story for everyone. They drilled it into our heads, and drilled until it finally stuck. And then they built statues, wrote books, and everything else.
That's bullshit, you know? It's impossible to make something up like that.
Yeah? Don't tell me you're one of those fools that think that the All-Mother exists. Have you ever seen her? How do you know that we're not being lied to?
Exactly. But maybe one day you'll see the truth.
Well, at least we're max level. Well, not max level. I meant. I can't believe all of that only level ups once. It's crazy. Here's your pie.
Yes. Still tastes like shit. Exactly how my mother would make it. It's just what I needed.
If you say so.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate what you did for me. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the Horns of the South, I need a reminder of why I enlisted.
Your mother wasn't much of a cook?
My mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing and that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle. Many of those uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting busy. Then, when she'd sober up and got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie as an apology. It always tasted like shit. If the other villagers hadn't been feeding me, I would have starved to death. Hence the pie.
Now you have a new family.
Yeah, I do. So, despite the shitty weather and the world being on the verge of collapse, there's still nowhere else I'd rather be.
That's nice.
Hope nothing bad happens today.
I guess we're maxing out agility. Because I don't know why we're getting so much XP for them.
Are you here to keep me company or put me out of my misery?
What?
Just kidding. Love the view. but this weather is killing me.
Is it always so windy up here?
Always windy. Always moist.
Maybe your clothes are too thin.
You don't say. I didn't choose to be here. Our beloved quartermaster sent me to freeze my arse off. He said as punishment for spitting on the good name of the keepers, whatever the hell that means. I just got drunk in the tavern and lost half my pay, and maybe some of my clothes. But I mean, why would he even care? It was my gold. I can spend it how I please.
So I assume there's something you need?
Oh, aye. I need a warm coat. And I mean the absolute warmest coat you can get, huh? Osprey might have something in stock or know how to make one. I'd ask myself, but he's not exactly speaking with me these days.
Wasn't it for me?
Oh, come on. Can't you see I'm freezing? Who in their right mind orders someone with bad joints to patrol the walls in this kind of weather, huh?
Sure, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks. I'll be right here, freezing my arse off.
Hey, tell me, can you read?
Yes, why?
Listen, I'm no good with words. Could you read me a letter from my sister? She's learning how to read and write. Can you believe it? She writes letters to me. I'm so proud of her.
Why don't you ask one of the other keepers?
They always make fun of me for not knowing how to read. And Enid is still learning. I don't want them to make stupid jokes about her if it's bad. I know our village is in the arse end of nowhere, but it's not our fault no one ever gave a shit about it. At least now things are changing. Maybe my sister will have a better future, eh?
I'll read it for you.
Oh, thanks. Here's the letter.
Brother, it ain't good news, sorry. You red priests came. They wanted to take Mum and some other folks because of the peg. Our dad and some other man did not agree and they fight. Father got killed. Now I'm taking care of Mom. She's feeling more and more weak. We don't know if the priests are going to come back or what. It's hard, but she asked me to send her love and tell you to keep going and do good things. Because that's the most important thing. It's me, Enid. I'm praying for you. Oh no.
And what did it say? Everyone's healthy?
Wow, perception 6 or more. I'm sorry, something terrible happened.
No, you must have misunderstood something. What do I do now? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I should go back to him, right?
You might get caught. You'd be accused of desertion and killed.
I guess. I guess that's true. Yes. Excuse me. I need to be alone.
think of scale armor?
What?
Scale armor. What do you think of it? The ones all the keepers wear.
I feel like you want to tell me what you think of it.
Sure, maybe it's easy to make and doesn't restrict movement, but it doesn't provide the best protection. Someone just needs to stab you between the scales and you're done for. Lamella armor is much better. That will prevent you from being run through with a polearm or getting shot with a bow. It's also much more comfortable.
Why don't you tell the quartermaster or the blacksmith that lamellar armor is better?
I told them, but they both said I know jack shit. Besides, the keepers rarely go outside the walls nowadays. Then the quartermaster added that if I don't like our equipment, he could send me out scouting in just my underwear.
Then maybe don't raise the topic anymore?
Perhaps you're right. But if somebody ever stabs me under the scales, I'll go straight to the quartermaster and give him an earful.
How do you know how to make lamellar armor?
Oh, of course. I mean, I've never made one. I'm not an armorer. But I've read so much about it that I'm sure it won't be a problem. Here's the page from the Armorer's Almanac that explains the process.
How do you know so much about armor?
I read a lot about it. In Volume 4 of the Armorer's Almanac, Arden's Shadowblade describes the differences between various types of armor. For example, chainmail allows for a good range of movement, but it's heavy. It also provides poor protection against blunt weapons, and its production is laborious.
So you've never worn any other armor apart from what you're wearing now?
No, but I have knowledge from books and a lot of thoughts on the subject, so I know what it would be like to wear different armor.
Who's Arden Shadowblade?
Shadowblade is a moniker. Arden is passionate about weapons and armor. He has great knowledge of materials, techniques, and history. A true expert. Everything he writes is interesting. I would love to meet him one day.
Oh, hello there. Oi, friend. A question. Do you know why people always stop and watch a blacksmith at work? Because he's riveting.
Oh, great. A jokester, are we?
New face in this sad hole. Oh, of course. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Osbert, local master of hammers and anvils. Do you need your blade sharpened?
You don't get any many visitors?
Oh, not really. Especially since we went into a lockdown a while ago. People used to come and go. Now and then a ship would make a stop at the village below, but nobody's really come around since. Well, since the entire shit show that's going down everywhere. Now that I think of it, you're the first they've let in. What'd you do? Who did you bribe?
I have this pen.
Oh, so you have friends in Camelot. Good for you.
You recognize it?
Of course I do. Those pins are peak craftsmanship, and very rare at that. We only gave them out on Camelot's orders. But when I look at you, well, it's pretty obvious you wouldn't be able to beat a knight. And even if you found one already dead, you'd sooner nick his armor than a pin you knew nothing about. Either way, good for you.
You mentioned you're on lockdown?
Yeah. After we lost 2 squads trying to take back the All-Mother's Temple from the Dalrita, our captain decided that nobody leaves the Horns. Then, he shut himself in his office, without leaving us any orders. Feargus is trying to keep the lads occupied, but... just look around. Half of the people here are losing their minds, and the rest are losing their wages on drink.
You said there's a shit show going on everywhere. What do you mean?
Sometimes I wonder, how many things can go wrong at the same time. They say that misery loves company, but here, it's like we've done something to anger the gods, and they're taking their sweet revenge. First, we started hearing that the weirdness was spreading near Grubwood. Soon after that, we saw waves of bandits approaching from there. Desperate people. It took a lot of our territory. Then, the Dalrita tribes took over the All-Mother's Temple. And after that, the supply chains from Camelot collapsed for some reason. And so on and so forth. We're in quite a pickle, my friend. We've started betting on what's going to happen next. Sea monsters? Who knows?
The weirdness started spreading near Grubwood?
Yes. That damn forest north of here was already cursed and creepy. But now, I've heard it's an entirely different level of crazy. They say that some men here started going dark up north. With that, the weirdness started moving. And when the weirdness gets here, well, we're fucked. But you know that. Every child has heard the stories.
I just arrived here. Tell me more about those bandits.
Truth be told, most of them are just people desperate to survive. When the villages started dying out because of the weirdness, hunger, or raids, they lost their livelihoods, ended up with nothing to their names, and nowhere to go. So they banded together and started raiding whatever was left. Then they turned to killing each other. They're like rabid wolves. Too bad they're here now too.
The Dalrita took over the All-Mother Temple?
I don't know. It's hard to explain. They kept to themselves, perched in the mountains near the Forlorn Swords. Then something happened, and suddenly we saw ships arriving near our eastern shores. A couple days later, the tribes took over. One good thing is that the bandits aren't up to fighting with them. One bad thing, we aren't either.
Anything positive going on around here?
I heard that dew fell down the stairs and didn't break a single bone. So that's a start. Other than that, no, I can't think of anything.
Do you have any work for me?
Ha! Friend, I wish. But the only task I could use help with might be a bit too delicate for you to handle. Unless you're a master goldsmith, then feel free to prove it, and I'll have work for you immediately. There's just not enough of them to go around. And now that we're on lockdown, there's not much demand for my services either.
There must be something I can help you out with.
Listen, I said I don't have any jobs, as in things I pay you for doing. that doesn't mean I can't teach you a thing or two. If you're willing to learn, that is.
Sure, teach me.
Since you're free to wander about while I'm stuck in the keep, maybe we can make good use of that. You've probably bashed in the skull of a beast or two, right? The alchemists. They're likely snatching up the corpses, using the muck to cook their weird concoctions. But perhaps you'd rather craft yourself some armor from those hides, huh? We should start with something simple. Let's see. I'll give you some notes on how to make armor. You gather the materials and get to work. And when you're done, you can bring it over so I can see what you've made.
I need a warm coat.
Huh. It's for Dan, isn't it? That ungrateful bastard's still on the wall.
7%. Yeah, he told me about your disagreement.
Disagreement? Sure, you could call it that, and I guess I might have overreacted a bit. But since Dan is on the wall and I'm here, I couldn't tell him that I get it. The prank and all. And I forgave him a long time ago. Now that I think about it, it was a hell of a prank.
So you're not mad at all?
Well, he was right. I am old, but inefficient, stung a little bit. After all, I did my job well, and his sword is as sharp as Excalibur itself.
That's nice. How about the coat?
Well, I may not be angry with him anymore, but that doesn't mean I'll work my ass off so that his doesn't freeze. Here's an explanation of how to make it. Feel free to help him out yourself.
Thank you. Buy that. Buy that. Buy that. Buy that. Battle-tested longbow, 3 strength. God, these are so expensive. Armor, incredibly lamellar armor. Oh, you should have known better. Yeah. How much weight can I reduce it by? Oh, add a relic slot. Oh my god, they're expensive. Copper ore and sharpening stone. I need a sharpening stone to upgrade? Oh my.
Oi, friend. You went and made armor based on the Armor's Almanac, didn't you? I should have warned you. That's a terrible idea. Those books are the biggest load of crap I've ever come across. And I've talked to Hrolf when he's had a few too many.
Yeah, Alar said it would be better than the armor worn by the keepers.
Yeah, well, Alar is a fanatical follower of that Shadowblade. He's read a couple of those books, and suddenly thinks he knows my trade better than I do after 40 years in a forge. He even had the nerve to argue with me. Now, I told him, I can hammer your face just as easily as this steel. Well, that shut him up quick.
I can see you don't respect Arden Shadowblade.
Arden Shitblade, you mean? Of course I don't respect him. That fool is ruining the reputation of every armorer out there. No one knows who he is or why his nonsense even gets published. But plenty of people would love to get their hands on him. I'd gladly get rid of him myself.
Well, that can be arranged.
Well, if you could find him, knock some sense into his empty head. And, cut off his hands, so he'd never write another book. I would cover you in gold.
Do you know where he might be?
I've got no idea. Maybe Alar knows something. He's the biggest admirer of that charlatan I've ever met. He's been trying to share the wisdom of those books, but I chased him off and haven't seen him since.
How much gold are we talking about?
Oh, kid. For a favor like this, I'd be plenty generous. Trust me.
Alright, I'll start searching.
Thank you. You'll not only make this old smith happy, but the entire guild will be grateful.
Here's your coat.
Oh, thank you, friend. Let me repay your kindness. Even though I don't have much, I can at least tell you about something I saw a little while ago. It might be interesting for an adventurer like you. See those rocks near the shore? When it gets dark, sometimes I see a light there. I'm no sure what it could be, though. A bandit camp this close to the Horns? Impossible. The Daliata? No way. They wouldn't hide like that. Maybe something else entirely? It's probably nothing, but maybe you could find something interesting or valuable there.
So you're leaving me with nothing but your gratitude.
Fair enough. Here, have this potion. It helps me with my pain, so if you suffer as well, it'll help.
Thanks. Rocks down by the shore? You mean right there? Yeah, it is lit up. Why is everything a haze? That's terrible. I made the armor according to the instruction you gave me.
Oh, right. The lamellar armor from the Armorer's Almanac. I remember. So how did it turn out?
It's shit.
That's impossible. You must have made a mistake. I'm sure it wouldn't have turned out like that if you had followed Arden's instructions properly.
Do you know where I can find him?
Depends. Why do you ask?
I want him to sign my copy of the Armorer's Almanac.
Oh, that's my dream too. Would you take my copy of the first volume with you, just in case you meet Shadowblade? Because I know where to find him. The almanac isn't printed by Arden himself, but in Timberwall, based on his manuscripts. In the first editions, they accidentally included not only Arden's name and pen name, but also his place of residence. I paid a good sum to get a copy, but here it is.
Thanks.
No problem. I'll lend you this copy. But don't forget to get it signed.
I like it when things are quiet.
Oh, I need leather. So I need 5 more leather. Oh, that's so expensive. But it's fine. I broke it. Oh, because my handicraft sucks. Okay, why are these so bad? Yeah, that's awful. All right, guys, we're gonna call it here. It's really late at night, and we're gonna pick this up and fully explore this place next time. So until then, this game has been absolutely wonderful so far. I will see you guys next time. Bye.